The time has finally come. There is a new kilogram. The old one, a cylinder made of a platinum-iridium alloy in a safe in Paris, has done its job. And there is no new one. Excuse me? Science has found another solution, and it has just prevented a huge disaster the size of a grain of sand. Clixoom Science Fiction. Here you'll find exciting science videos 3 times a week. Subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a thing. Welcome.
1, 2, 3.
It was an absolute disaster when scientists noticed an enigmatic change in the Urkilogram between 1988 and 1992. At that time, the Urkilogram was inspected a second time. It had been produced in 1889 and it wasn't a kilogram anymore. It had become lighter, and that by pretty much exactly 0.00005 grams, or just as heavy as a grain of sand. Not much for the layman, but a disaster for science. Copies of this Urkilogram had not become any lighter. Had the French original been cleaned too many times? Even today, science is still puzzled. The iridium actually provides high abrasion resistance. Only one thing was clear after that finding: something new had to be made, and it couldn't be a metal block. Far too inaccurate and simple. The kilogram was the only unit that could not be determined by a natural constant. 1 meter, for example, is the distance that light travels in a certain time. Since the speed of light is immutable, the meter is also precisely defined. And now this also applies to the Urkilogram. Now the kilogram from the Planck constant is defined exactly. Until now it wasn't quite clear what exactly its measurement was. In other words, it was derived from an exact kilogram. This is now determined by a silicon ball with a very exact amount of silicon-28 atoms. However, the definition of the Planck constant no longer requires such a sphere to determine a kilogram. By defining the Planck constant, it is now possible to weigh exactly everywhere by means of a watt balance. Without this, there would have been a disaster in science, because many other units depend on the kilogram. They all got more and more wrong, making physics an inaccurate science. Thank God this could be prevented. Detailed information about the Planck constant and how it was determined can be found by clicking here. Planck's constant at the origin of quantum mechanics. Stay tuned and see you soon.